Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we are going to be discussing
2005's House of Wax, directed by Jame Colette Sarah.
There we go. This is a perfectly geared placed movie in movie history. But before we get into the episode, what would you like to let anyone new to our podcast know?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty, please.
You can also find us on Spotify,
Yep.
Apple, Google,
Mm-hmm.
and Anchor.
Yep.
Also on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast, link tree in the bio, and new episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together and do a podcast on horror and kind of like comparisons of life, stories that we each have. Basically, through this podcast, what we want to do is create a community of people talking about horror movies in a way that doesn't usually happen that we've seen on any other platform. We just want to open up the conversation about all things horror and how you can kind of compare life stories and things like that to the movies or to the themes.
Yeah.
So this movie has no life values. It is just a slasher movie.
Yeah, it's just it's the most, or one of the most, mid-2000s movie I've watched in a very long. Everything about it screams 2005.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Who they chose to be in this movie, the style of movie, the characters that those people play. It is just 2000s.
Yeah,
early 2000s.
Their dialogue.
Yeah.
It's all just mid-2000s.
You got Paris Hilton in her prime, obviously. Very great actress in the horror community.
I feel like she wasn't that bad, actually.
She actually was. There's a couple of scenes that are a little like, but I couldn't do any better. So, hey.
I feel like we're about the same.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could do about that good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, you kind of mentioned when you came over, you're not the biggest fan of this movie.
So, watching it as a teenager,
Perfect.
loved it.
Yeah.
Loved the concept, because I love wax museums.
I've never been to one.
Love them. I've been to one in New York City, the Madame Tussauds. Been to one.
Shit. I don't know. Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, Madame Tussauds. Been to one in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I went to a presidential wax museum.
Ooh.
I think that was somewhere in Montana, I think.
The fuck were you doing in Montana?
Yeah, just traveling the country. But in Montana, there was it was off like the mountains.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like a wax museum, which is the presidents.
Wow. What was the best looking president?
JFK for sure.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pre or post?
During.
It's just in the back of the car. Spoiler alert for anybody that didn't know what happened to JFK. Yeah, so wax music. I mean, it's a cool concept. I know there's an original. You hear that rogue cat?
We got throat burping
know,
early.
I didn't know I had a cat in my house. I've never seen the original, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take that fact that movie exists out because I've never seen it. I can't compare it to what I got.
It was because the original, obviously, Vincent Price.
Yeah.
So that one, he owns a wax museum, obviously.
Okay.
Something happens, not sure exactly how, I forget, but it burns down.
Okay.
He gets burned in the process.
Okay.
And then he wants to open up a new museum, and he kills people and makes them the statues.
So they use kind of bits and pieces of that movie and then created this.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what it, I mean, that's.
But this one, you're still
elements
alive
of that original movie throughout this movie.
Yeah, we're just good. This is our second movie, which was a Vincent Price remake.
Yeah, because we did the House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
The remake.
Yeah.
The original's pretty good though.
It is good.
But I had seen that one when we did that episode. But this one, it's you have like this group of young adults. I think they're right above teenager. That are going to a football game. And they have to stop and camp for the night. And then some crazy stuff starts to happen. But not in like the Friday the 13th camping way. It's more like a glamping camping. But it's still cool that they added the little sprinkle of a camp horror slasher vibe.
Yeah.
But you know, there's some characters that you really don't care for. They kind of, in that scene where they do this whole camping, you kind of get the backstories.
Yeah, I don't care for any of them.
I don't really care for any of them either.
Yeah, they all suck.
That's going to lead me into my the boyfriend, the guy that's in
Supernatural, and in the Friday the 13th remake.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. He's all about trash remakes.
Trash remakes. I mean, I wouldn't call this one trash, but it's definitely a timepiece.
100%.
It's a timepiece.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I watched it last night, and I got everything that I expected out of it. I knew it wasn't going to be some top tier horror flick.
Top tier
horror flick. But they use so many different elements throughout this movie that I kind of appreciate it, honestly. I mean, there's little twists and turns. There's twin stuff on the good and the bad.
Twin on twin.
It's the twin on twin crime rate that we should really focus more on.
Yeah.
Now that's not twin versus twin. That's twins versus twins.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, little added bonus there for you horror connoisseurs out there.
Also, you twin connoisseurs out there.
Yeah, anybody that's got a I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but yeah, into
you
twins.
seen that movie Twins with
No.
Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
They're clearly not twins.
They're not twins.
Okay.
I mean, kind of like the brother and the sister in this movie.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
I think they were trying to make like a twin comparison.
They're like, what's it called? Fraternal twins?
Yeah, that's where they're like born at the same time.
Well, everyone's born, yeah.
At the same time or some shit? I don't know. But they don't look alike? Mm-hmm.
Which is weird. Like, what's the point? You're not twins, you're just two people with the same birthday.
I mean, that's why they're specified as another type of twin. But yeah, if I was a fraternal twin, I don't think I'd be going around being like, that's my twin brother. Like, we get it.
I said, no, it's not.
Yeah. I have homies that are twins. Like, they are identical twins. Frank and Justin. Yeah, Frank and Justin. My homies for years now are
identical
twins. I used to serve them at a coffee shop, and thank God they ordered different drinks.
The hats is what separates them.
Yeah, the hats and then the hairstyles.
Yeah.
But it's so I respect the twin aspect of this movie because it's a little personal to me. Now, these brother and sister, one's like the bad twin and the good twin. So that was like the paradox. They were like trying to like make this a deeper movie by like the fact that the victims of this movie have a good and a bad twin, and then like the killers of this movie, it doesn't work.
Trash.
It just does not work.
Trash.
It doesn't add shit to the storyline. It doesn't add anything. But I mean, this movie has like the boyfriend character, the guy from Supernatural. Thank you. Did not watch that show, but I know there's a bunch of people out there who have. I hate his character.
He sucks.
He is such a piece of shit.
He is.
Like,
he's jealous.
Just jealous of like a brother.
He's a pussy.
He's got no backbone. And then like the fact that like, so I know that this is a movie, right? But there are things that you have inside of you called survival instincts.
None.
Or what I like to say a lot is read the fucking room, right? So I'm going to paint a little picture for you guys. A creepy truck pulls up at night. The badass brother breaks the tail light, or the headlight, sorry.
Which, with stunning accuracy.
He was a quarterback.
He just, boom.
Remember, he was a quarterback.
Yeah, but still.
No, you don't lose that.
Okay.
He's Peyton Manning in his prime. You know what I mean? So, then the truck leaves, and then Obviously, they wake up. Weird shit happens. There's like a clip of like them getting recorded while they slept. I don't care. Then you get, oh my gosh, the belt to my 70s car is broken. Everybody's like, of course it is. Which would be my reaction if you drove a hot rod from 30 years ago. Especially on the grass and shit. Like, yeah, shit happens. Well, then he's like, it was brand new. I'm like, okay, ooh, whoa, something crazy happened, right? Then they kept getting this weird smell. Okay, red flag number 1. It's like a death smell.
Yeah.
I know I'm white, but I'm not this group white. Okay? Meaning, I ain't going to go pondering through the woods to find a pile of what I think is dead stuff.
No.
I don't care. I'm going to pack my shit up, get in the Cadillac, roll my happy ass to wherever I needed to go. Leave the car. Oh, I'm not going to leave my car here. It's broke, bro. Ain't nobody going to steal your shit.
Leave your 30-year-old car here. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, cool. It looks cool. It's not practical. Probably
Also,
gets 8 miles to the gallon.
Doesn't run.
Yeah, ain't doing shit. Who's going to steal a car that they're going to run? They're going to take it for part. Nah, bitch, I don't care. All right? You saw one beat down truck.
Yeah.
The entire time you've been.
Who's going to take truck parts?
Right, exactly. He wants to fix his fucking headlight that you guys broke. Maybe he'll take your headlight even. And maybe that was it. It was quid pro quo. You broke my headlight. I ripped your belt.
Take your headlight.
50-50.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just that.
You're even now. How dare you be surprised that one of your cars are fucked with? Now, me personally, if you fuck up my headlight, I'm going for the Cadillac. But they decided to go for the older car. That's fine. Then they find the main girl character falls hand first into a pile of bloody animals.
Imagine she had face planted into that.
I still don't know how she didn't.
Yeah, me either.
Also, she's clearly not an avid hiker because her hilly skills, meaning being on an incline, were not good.
She took 2 steps.
Paris Hilton, who's a supermodel, and even like a super prissy girl in this movie, didn't fall.
Yeah.
The way the main
was able to navigate herself down.
She read that room well.
She did. That she did.
So she falls hands first into this pile of blood and animal carcasses. But then she looks and she sees a hand. You're thinking, oh my God, there are killers nearby. That's why they're being messed with. Then the guy comes in the beat up truck. He's dropping off a deer carcass. And you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. But clearly, that's what this pile is for. I don't understand why you'd have a pile of juicy dead animals.
I don't hunt. I don't know.
Maybe it's not hunt. It might be roadkill. Big roadkill.
That could be it.
Could be.
Yeah.
So then they're all talking. They're like, hey, you go to the game. We're going to stay. We're going to go find the gas station. The guy's like, hey, I can give you a ride.
No.
This is 2000. And this is the 2000s. So even if in this universe there are other horror movies.
Wrong turn.
Yeah. Don't get in the car.
Yeah.
Or the truck, the creepy truck that you are automatically assuming is possibly the truck that you broke the headlight on.
Was he even a bad guy?
You find out at the end of the movie an interesting fact about him. But they get in this car. The boyfriend, the main chick, everybody else is going to the game.
Yeah.
He's looking at her. I mean, hey.
As you would.
You're a pretty girl. You're wearing a tank top. You took your shirt off in front of him. Nobody really covered you very well. Paris tried her best. They're getting weird vibes from this guy. Obviously so. The guy's from a hick town. And anytime, there's going to be some interesting characters out there. They're not used to you city folk. They're not. They're not used to the way you dress. They're not used to the way you look. They probably don't have people that young around them, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Okay.
Or they're all related. Who knows? But, imagine living only around your cousins. You can't check them out necessarily, depending on where you're from.
I feel like they do, and that's kind of part of it.
Possibly, but this town doesn't tell me that. So we'll just say that he doesn't get a lot of eye candy. Okay. Now, I get it, all right? Your survival instincts are kicking on. I get it. I really do. Boyfriend survival instincts don't exist.
He's just
there. Also, you went creepy guy, your girlfriend, yourself.
She went creepy guy, you, your girlfriend.
Creepy guy, me, my girlfriend.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care that I'm riding, bitch. I'm going to keep my girl away from as far away from the danger as humanly possible.
Very true.
Right? Also, not reading a fucking room or a car seat situation.
Yeah.
You're uncomfortable. Don't put your girl next to the creepy guy with fucking antlers. And
don't ever
dead
do that.
stuff. Yeah, remember, PSA, if you have to get into a creepy truck, as a man, just go by yourself. Because worst that happens is you die alone.
Well, she said, yeah, I'll go with you. Did he even say no?
I think that he was just chill. I'll go. And I'll be like, no, go to the
come
game.
on, let's go.
Get in the trunk of the Cadillac and go with your brother and your friends to the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then they get creeped out. I think it's because he had a knife. Like, I don't remember how the knife thing came about.
Yeah, something with a knife.
Big-ass knife.
Knife happened. I don't know if the boyfriend had a knife or something about knife happened because
like, check this
he asked
shit
if
out.
he was he said knife enthusiast.
Oh, maybe he just wanted to show off his knife collection.
He just pulled his knife out.
You don't get a lot of friends out there.
And stabbed into the fucking dashboard.
The truck already beat the hell. Who cares? You're not doing that to the 4Runner. I might do it to the Camry.
You wouldn't do that to your Camry.
Possibly.
You wouldn't do that to your Camry.
I got a great knife collection in my own car. Remember, I'm pretty sure I've done that to you in my car. Hey, dude, check this out.
You have actually.
I have actually. I've done that exact same thing. I'm just not a creepy guy from the sticks. I'm Josh from the J Squared Horror Podcast. So yeah, then they're like, no, dude, listen, we want to get out here. And he's like, I'm helping you guys. And they're like, hey, we'll just walk. And he's like, God, like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I drove you guys out here. Obviously, I ain't trying to kill you or you'd be dead.
I honestly felt bad for him.
I did too. It reminds me of the guy from the gas station clerk.
Oh, from
Urban Legend.
Yeah.
Like, these guys, you're just judging a book by its cover. And I get it. Survival instincts, being uncomfortable, the creepy shit that happened the night before. Like, I understand it to a T or to a certain point. But this guy, the only creepy thing he did, and the one weapon he had, he showed you, and he stabbed it into the dashboard.
Yeah.
He stabbed it into your neck. Like, look how sharp my knife is. And then the movie's over.
True.
You know? So you're like, oh, you're kind of feeling bad for this guy. Then they're going to walk to the gas station. And obviously, it's like a small town. It's got a gas station. It's got a bunch of other stuff. So they're looking. Or when did they go to the church and all that weird shit?
Immediately.
Oh, they went to the church.
They went from walking out of his truck into that church.
Because they heard the stuff going on in the church, right? And then they interrupted a funeral. The guy comes out, all black suit.
So my question at that point was that guy just doing that, or did he know someone would be around?
I think that was like a little daily thing. He just played the town.
He just plays the town, just attends his funeral every single day. That's weird.
Or maybe on that day of the week. Or maybe he heard the truck coming and was like, gotta make this.
Let me get dressed, run out there, cut the town on. Yeah, it could be.
I mean, obviously they do that for a reason.
Sure.
Whole town being rigged shit.
Sure.
All right. So he plays it very well. He's like, how dare you interrupt a funeral for a fucking fan belt?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on his side.
True.
I'm on his side 100%.
You did just run.
I don't know what's going on in this movie yet. I think you just walked into a small town where Barbara from down the street done passed away. Obviously, you guys know each other very well.
Yeah.
He's distraught. He is sad.
Very distraught.
And I get it. You interrupt the funeral that I'm at for a fucking fan belt?
Yeah.
I own the gas station. I'll be there in a little bit. So what do these white folk decide to do?
Snoop around?
They snoop around the town. I get it, all right?
But the boyfriend...
There's a part of curiosity in me.
No.
Just a little bit. I'll admit it. Like, I am white, unfortunately. Like, like I definitely have some curiosity killed the cat moments. But I personally do not like wax museums. That's why I have never gone to one.
I would just sat there on that porch.
I probably would have just hung out until that guy was ready.
Until he was done.
Or just walked over to the gas station and hung out near that area.
No one is here? I'll just wait.
The town's real, no movement. Yeah. Everybody's in the church.
Except for one dude I've seen.
But then that would have solved the whole movie. So if we handled it the way we think we should have, the movie's solved.
Sure.
They're snooping around, so they're not thinking about the fact that nobody's come out of another building. Nobody came out of that church but that one guy. Nothing else is happening but this one fucking guy.
If they were more observant, they would have noticed that.
Yeah. But I get it. You're walking around. Then you see the wax museum. It's like world-renowned or some shit, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
It's closed.
I did like it was actually made of wax.
And she's like,
that was cool.
Look at that. It's made of wax,
that was
right?
pretty cool.
That's fine and dandy. Then you breaking and entering.
The door was open.
Yeah, but it says do not enter, I'm pretty sure. Which means...
It said they were closed, yeah.
Pretty much. leave that place be. Also, it's going to freak you out because it looks like there's people in there, but it's wax.
Correct.
Unless you're in like a daylight tour situation, a wax museum's going to freak you out, even if you know it's a wax museum.
It's just people just
frozen in time.
There.
Yeah, it's freaky. And this one in particular is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Not normal. It's a house of wax made of wax. It takes a lot of skill.
A lot of time, too.
Also, maybe it's closed due to unsafe conditions.
Could be.
You know, it's wax.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a summer hot day. It's going to get all melty.
It could.
So they start snooping around. They're picking shit up, moving shit, playing a piano. Why?
Yeah, the boyfriend.
Why?
He's doing way too much.
Why are you doing all this unnecessary stuff? Why? Why do you keep snooping all the time? And the reason I'm talking about the snooping is because it leads to his demise. So, they get through this wax museum. She sees somebody. He goes outside, then scares the living shit out of her by tapping on a window behind her, knowing that he couldn't see her. She couldn't see him. That's a fucked up boyfriend move. Obviously, she's already freaked out by the fact that she saw a face and hair. And he was like, it's a wax museum. And she's like, no, dude, it was outside.
It's outside moving.
Not there. It's not a wax figure.
I mean, you never know.
I get it. Your anxiety's high. You're seeing shit. I see shadows all the time. Might be shadow people. Might just be me. I don't know. Haven't figured it out yet. Don't want to ask questions. So, then they go to the gas station. And he's like, well, it's been 45 minutes. And she's like, well, dude, he said 30. It's been too long.
No, he's late.
So, I'm going to go through his gas station and find my belt. What size do you think is the only one not in stock?
The size he needs.
15 inches.
Yep.
I remember. Because he found a 16 and he said, fuck it, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
I need that same energy 5 minutes from now. Okay? The fuck it, I'll make it work energy.
Sure.
My reading the room abilities would have been on like max at this point, right? Because then the dude shows up and he's like, what, are you stealing from me? He's like, no, I left some money on the counter. I just figured, hey, you're taking a while. You might be busy. He's like, bro, it's been 15 minutes, but all right. He's like,
late is late.
You're out of stock of the size I need, but I'll just make the 16-inch work. He's like, I mean, I got some at the house. Why would it be at your house? Casually.
Which I think
he has the best excuse in the world. Question. But he also has the ready for that excuse.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I shipped the shit to my house.
Well, I'm not here.
When I'm not here. I'm not always at this. Obviously, you can tell. This town's kind of small.
I wasn't here now.
I'm not here Monday through Friday. I'm just here when people come by. And I leave my funeral. Right? So he's like, hey, let's go up to the house. I'll get it for you. Okay, guys. Once again, you've already ridden in the car with a creepy guy to get to town. You've already snooped around and realized shit's kind of weird. So now this one guy that was already late,
who seems
already giving you weird vibes.
It seems less creepy.
Less creepy because you're judging books by their cover.
Exactly.
They walk up to his house. He's given this whole deep, dark town history about one family in particular with kids and a doctor dad thing that went cuckoo with the mom getting some crazy. Okay, cool. We're building up a little bit of why what happens, right?
Yeah.
So then they get to the house. The boyfriend's like, yo, I got to pee. Well, he said he had to pee at the gas station, but the guy's like, that one's out of order. You got to go up at the house.
Just pee outside.
So you're a man, right? You're a guy.
Pee anywhere.
Just pee. Do you mind if I hop behind the gas station and take a tinkle?
Yeah, go ahead.
No one's here. Me. You know, little kids aren't going to run around. There's not a play place behind it. You know, there's definitely a peeing situation in this movie, and you could have just peed outside.
I agree.
Right? So then he's like, oh, come on inside. You can use the bathroom. And she's like, well, I'll wait. Okay, she's reading the fucking room. All right? She's like, nah, I'm going to stay right here.
Right here.
I'm cool. You're in a truck. You can see everything that's going on. Door, people, eyes, good. Somebody comes up behind you, you still got the doors and windows to give you that half a second to get away, right?
Good, yeah.
Right? They go inside, and immediately, this fucking boyfriend
is
just looking around. He's like, hey, bathroom right down there. Go ahead. I'm going to hop upstairs and change real quick so I can, and find the belt. Cool. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go back out to the truck where my girlfriend is completely alone. Instead, he decides, I'm going to look everywhere.
And I think what the craziest thing apart that is, dude actually changed.
Yeah, he did everything he said.
He
I
actually
honestly
went and changed clothes.
Dude, I honestly don't think his intent was to kill them originally.
It may not have been.
I think once he started snooping around and realizing that he might have been the family that he was talking about,
catching on.
He's like, well, they can't fucking live now.
Yeah.
My gig's up.
He changed, brought the fucking shit down.
He had a box of tools and stuff.
Yeah. I don't feel like you're going to that extent. For
If you can get them out of there,
been in your town for 10 minutes.
if you can get them out of there and they're not like what you're looking for at
Send
that
them on their way.
time, because you
Yeah.
find out later like what they do to people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But at the time, I don't think they were really
I don't think they were either.
looking. I don't think they were really in the hunt for people. I
No.
think they stocked their town
He was
enough.
changed, put a hat on,
Yeah.
got the tools
Like,
out,
you would've just
got
killed
the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. The whole snooping thing happens.
Just don't snoop.
And
People
then-
get out of there.
Don't they? They leave, right? Is this when he gets got?
Right then and there. Because only he comes out now. The dude. Only he comes out with
Oh, he comes out to the car with the boxes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And he's like, "I can give you guys a ride back to town." She's like,
and
"I'm
she
waiting for-
realizes the taillight's out. Or the
Oh,
headlight's
the headlight was out,
Yeah.
so she went in the
Yeah.
truck and okay, you're right. I was on my phone during that scene. It's cool. I worked through it. You know.
That's right. There were parts of the movie towards the end. Don't remember it all.
Yeah. So this part was amazing. He's snooping through this house, and then you get the latch or like the underground fucking door,
Yeah.
and a fat ass pair of scissors come out, and you get that Achilles snip.
Yeah.
That is such a brutal injury, man. And there was something about heel injuries
drops
that
you
they liked
immediately.
in this movie.
Yeah.
There's double heel injuries,
Yeah.
which I love. Heel injuries, for some reason, like Home Alone, when that nail goes perfectly on his foot, like, there's just scenes like that
Yeah.
just haunt me to this day. And for some reason, Achilles stuff in the fucking what is it? Come on, it's right there. The fucking dead cat kid comes alive.
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. They do a.
Oh, yeah.
They get him basically the same fucking way.
It drops immediately.
Drops you immediately.
Yeah.
You're not Kobe Bryant. You
True.
can't rip an Achilles and go
No.
shoot 2 free throws.
No.
They're shocked he can do it. He's one of the strongest men ever, as far as like just endurancely
True.
tough.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously athletes are at the peak of their performance, but there's shit that
Yeah.
blows your mind.
This just some dude.
When you get it snipped, and then like the amount of it just like,
Yeah.
like just so much blood.
Yeah.
And like you said, he immediately hits the ground, and I'm like,
You're dead.
nobody deserves a death in horror more than you right now.
Yeah, dude.
I stood up. I cheered like the Packers just got another Hail Mary and 30 seconds left in the fucking fourth quarter. I was so excited. I'm like, dude, I know probably your girlfriend's going to die now, but like it's cool. I can get through this.
Yeah, I was prepared for him to die.
Yeah, I wanted him to die.
Yeah, he was-
almost as soon as they got to town.
He was doing too much.
Way too much. Stop being so nosy. You're the reason everybody dies.
Pretty much.
You are.
If you had just peed and came back out and sat in the truck and waited,
Who knows? Who knows?
he may have just taken you back to your
He
car
may have, or he
and
might
sent
have.
you on your
He
way.
might have killed you, but not in that manner, and it wouldn't be completely your fault.
True.
All of that was his fault. Then the movie just gets, as epic as it can.
But what's crazy, he didn't really kill him, though.
Well, yeah, he snips him, pulls him under. Then you get to see the cool creating of the wax figures.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that whole, I know it was probably some overkill, but in 2005, it was cool shit.
Yeah.
But even now in 2023, it's intense.
Yeah.
He's got his system. He's got his knobs. He's got his gauges. He's just getting that wax just right. And then he's patching them up, making sure he doesn't look crazy. And he fucking rips off his, that was cool. And he puts the wax on his face. And it's just like his eyebrows and mustache and stuff were gone.
Yeah.
And then I got to say, though, in that instance, I'd be so happy with peach fuzz on my face, not a full fucking beard. Could you imagine if they had to rip these off of us?
No.
Oh, man.
I
That's the only way to make you look legit, though,
True.
is if they ripped all that off of us. Woo! Just make sure if we ever go out of town to a sketchy area, we just shave.
Yeah.
We don't
Right
have to
before.
we don't have to get super tortured. I'm never going to a wax museum with you. All right, how about that?
They're a good time, dude.
I don't know, dude. After
They're a
this
good
movie,
time.
I don't know. So, he gets waxed alive. Yeah, he doesn't get killed yet. He just gets taken into the wax dungeon.
No, which I love when they find him later and Dude's like, hey, get up.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're expecting, like, he's playing a prank on you almost.
Yeah.
Like, if we were in a weird situation and you were, like, sitting down, I'd be like, Jake, quit fucking with me, dude.
He poked his face.
Yeah, so that guy, you know, I understand not reading this room properly.
I don't.
I do.
You know.
You're not expecting your best fucking homie to be a wax figure.
You see, he's just sitting there not moving.
Yeah, it's still, he's really selling this prank.
Do you know this guy who plays piano? You don't know
But
that.
I will say, he did play the piano in the house, which is super funny that's where they ultimately put him.
That's probably why they put him
Yeah,
there.
like,
He's-
you want to play piano?
You want to fuck
You're
with
here
shit?
for life.
There you go.
Stop fucking with our shit, and this is what you get. I mean, ultimately, he deserved it.
That's true.
Fucking with everybody's stuff. They're just
That's
trying
true.
to live their wax murdering lives.
Yeah.
But when they get to that, like when he comes and he pokes him, like, I kind of know wax equals heat and it's sticky.
Yeah.
I'm not going to peel your face off, dude. I'm not. I promise.
He peeled his face off?
He started picking the wax off, and
Oh,
then you
that's
just
right,
saw the lack of flesh.
Yeah, because he poked his face and his eyes shifted.
And he's crying.
Yeah.
He's like, this shit hurts.
Yeah.
But he can't scream out because his mouth is all sealed.
True.
Yeah, he's just crying.
But in that kind of situation, what do you do?
I just run for help.
Just leave him there?
Right there. He ain't going nowhere.
That's very true. He's not going
And
anywhere.
obviously the person set him up there isn't on a rush to kill him.
True.
You gotta weigh all your options.
Well, how long do you have to sit there until you die, you think?
I bet most of those people that were waxed starved to death. Which is and obviously like no water and whatnot, but like that's a horrible death.
Yeah.
I'd much rather get got the way a lot of these people did.
I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. That shit happens, right? And then he gets attacked. His death was one of my favorites. The dude that was peeling the face.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He gets decapitated.
Yeah, it was good.
That was cool. And then he blinked. That was cool.
Yeah, the head turned and he starts.
Then the girl's running around the town, sees some crazy shit, realizes that these are all people in these wax figurines because she knocks an arm off. And then she gets taken and she gets kind of tortured, gets her mouth glued shut. But then the twin brother comes and he's looking for her. And she sticks her finger out that grate and gets her finger cut off.
Yeah, that was good. Oof. That was pretty good.
And she also, she's a badass final girl. I gotta say. She peeled her mouth open. Yeah. And that looked really cool. Like a lot of the kills and the makeup and stuff in this movie were solid.
It was pretty good. I'll give you that.
So they get through all this shit and then they obviously are like running around town realizing it's all fake. And you finally get this showdown, I guess.
With the twin?
Yeah, the
brother?
twin and the twin. Well, they shoot him with a crossbow a couple of times, like dead to rights in the chest. He survived. He's fine.
Hey, man.
Movie magic.
Built for it tough.
Yeah. So then they go into the house and then she starts snooping around a little bit. And I'm like, okay, what is wrong with these snooping people?
You got to snoop.
No, you don't.
I mean, in this movie you do.
No, you don't.
I think we're missing Paris Hilton.
Oh, Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the death of the movie.
The death of the movie. Because I guess the one you don't know, you haven't really seen much, just takes the tow truck and goes, like, I'm going to go kill these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they know they're there from the night before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she gets, the boyfriend gets off-screen killed, which is fine. Because, well, he gets off-screen stabbed and then killed on-screen.
Yeah, gets the knife kicked into his neck.
Yeah. He's like, you're still alive. And kills him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I didn't really care for him either.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
You kind of sad.
Paris Hilton and the main girl were my two favorites.
Me too.
Yeah. They were both solid characters. Like, Paris Hilton was just like, you ain't getting none because he wouldn't talk to her.
Yeah.
And then she gets, where did that factory come from that she ends up getting killed in? Do we know?
No.
How'd she get there?
No idea. She ran?
I know she ran, but weren't they staying in the woods next to a really small town? But there's an amazing car factory, I guess?
Yeah. Parking garage?
Maybe?
Look,
Yeah, like a parking garage. So she's like, oh, I got this. So she gets stabbed through the foot, through the heel. That's the second heel.
Yeah.
And she's like limping around, and she's like, I'm going to hide in a car. And I think she brought that pole with her.
Did she leave it in a car?
I think she dropped it.
Okay.
I think when she got stabbed, she might have dropped it because then he got it.
Makes sense, yeah.
Man, she peeks her head out, bro.
For 1 second.
And he gavelings that shit.
Yeah.
hits her through the brain.
Yeah.
Then it does the awesome slow-mo head slide.
That's good.
So good for its time. Like, you ain't seen kills like that in a while.
This is a
Especially
very
with the
realistic
makeup looked like
model of her
prosthetic
head.
that was her.
Yeah.
Or however they did that was crazy.
Yeah, look good.
And then he's just...
Yeah.
Like, Paris Hilton got one of the greatest deaths in this movie.
did.
I bet it was written in her contract.
I'm sure it was, because
She's huge at the time. Like,
yeah.
she is a massive star.
You're not gonna make her a final girl,
No, you can't.
but she ain't give her a lame
She doesn't have
kill
the
either.
survival instincts.
Yeah.
Alicia Cuthbert is going to be the final girl.
I
'Cause
thought it was-
at the time, her career was booming too.
What else was she in?
I don't know. I think of the Girl Next Door movie.
Oh, okay.
I love that movie. And I know she's been in some other stuff.
I always think of like a.
She's in another horror flick.
I think you're like a discount. Was it Kirsten Dunst?
Alicia Cuthbert's way better looking. Kirsten Dunst is kind of ugly.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst is better. Or Alicia Cuthbert
Yep.
is better looking,
Not a better actress.
but better actress is Kirsten
Yeah,
Dunst.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Dunst has been around. Interview with the Vampire when she was like 6.
Yeah.
And some of the best acting I've ever seen. Like,
Good movie.
Ever. So, you obviously got all those kills. You got the crazy showdown. And honestly, none of this shit really like the end is the end. It's a little overdone. It's over dramatized. It's way too long. They're running through the tunnels and they start flicking all the lights to the town and they're like, I know where they are because it's the only place that can make all the lights flicker in this town.
Yeah.
So they haul ass down there. Then they battle it out. And then the final girl's survival instincts just shit the bed. So they make it into the house of wax.
Yeah.
And I think him and the guy are fighting. Mind you, this twin brother, throughout the whole movie is like this tough, like been to jail, done some messed up stuff, college athlete, can hit a rock perfectly through a headlight from like 45 yards, 100 yards, right? Then he's getting absolutely tuned up by a guy that got shot twice by arrows, has been through the ringer, has gotten hit other times, just getting tuned up. I didn't like that. I would have rather you have not done the crossbow scene and then have them. It just doesn't add up. The brother's in perfect health.
True.
He had nothing. He didn't get hit. He gets stabbed here. Then he slows down significantly. Like he is just basically out to count.
He's pretty much obsolete at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he's hobbling around hurting. She runs upstairs when the twin comes. The place is melting around them, mind you. And your idea is to go up?
It always is.
Why is that always instincts in these movies?
No idea. Sidney Prescott said it best. That's what they do. But then she did it as well.
I know.
So that's just what
They
happens.
do it in like all horror films.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you going to where you literally can't get out
Yeah,
of
the dumb
unless
one
you
always-
injure yourself?
Always runs upstairs, and that's just what it is.
I hated it. And then the brother should have died. I mean, he was worthless.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I didn't like any of these characters. They all sucked to me. Even the final girl
Yeah.
had her question moments as well.
Yeah, running upstairs, you should die.
Yep.
So that's pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we couldn't really to get some stories outside of this, I just decided to talk about the movie.
That's fine. So let me ask you now.
Yes.
On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate this movie?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I, Josh, here at the J Squared Horror Podcast, rank this movie a 3.5.
All right.
Jake, what do you rate this movie?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I rate this movie a 2.
That's a pretty bad rating.
Yeah, I did not like
But
this movie at all.
I understand. You did not like it. It did not stand the test of time, as we like to say.
It did not.
It belonged in 2005, where it should have been locked in a vault and deleted off of all streaming services. Not that streaming was a thing then, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got through that one.
we did.
I mean, still, we got to talk about the movie, talk about favorite parts, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite kill?
Paris Hilton.
Cool.
You?
Paris Hilton.
Boom.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the J Squared Horror Podcast. As always, a big shout out to our supporters, Jeff Balance, who does our design work, Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music, Trademark Printing, who does all of our printing needs. A big shout out to my co-host, Jake,
That's me.
for picking this movie, picking many other great movies that we've covered throughout the amazing run here on the J Squared Horror Podcast that we've
You're
had
welcome,
thus far.
guys.
Thank you to all you fans that tune in every week. Jake, what comment, if they leave down below when they get to this part of the video, would you want them to say?
If you get to this part of the movie. Episode?
We're not in a movie.
We're not in a movie?
No, this is real life, bud.
Oh, that was the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed to talk about it on here. They'll cancel us.
Leave the comment, A Night in Paris.
A Night in Paris down below, and you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a J Squared Horror koozie. Compliments of your guys here at the podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into the J Squared Horror Podcast. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And remember, it's hip to be squared.